In this video, we're going to see how to organize files automatically using Python. And you consider here we have some files. You consider here we have the PDF files, we have the image files, we have the document files, and we're going to see how to automatically arrange the files respective to their file extensions. So let me show you the demo so that you will understand what I mean. It will be automatically arranged according to their file extensions. And you consider I have already created a Python file. Inside the Python file, I have write some script. This is what we're going to see in this video. And when I run the Python script, so let me run this Python script now. It will automatically arrange the files now. You consider all the files has been automatically arranged to the respective folders. Inside this AAC folder, we have all the music files. Let me open this folder. You consider inside this we have all the music files. And if you go to the docs folder, you consider here we have all the documents. And if you go to the executable folder, you consider here we have all the softwares. And the same is true for all other files. If you go to the JPEG folder, here we have all the images. And if you go to the PDF folder, and this is for the video folder, and this is for the PDF folder, consider inside the PDF folder we have all the PDF. So let us see how to auto organize files using Python. Let's get started. For this, I have taken this directory here. Inside this directory we have some files. So as I said earlier, and we're gonna create a Python file inside this folder. So let's try to do that now. I have opened the Sublime text editor. You can use Visual Studio Code as well. So let me create a Python file inside that folder. So let me go inside that folder now. Here we have the files. So inside this, I'm going to create a Python file. The file name will be main.py. So this is our file that we will be work on. So make sure the Python file and all the files that you want to work is on the same folder. So let's import the libraries that we want. So we need the OS library. So import OS. We also need the glob. So using the glob, you're going to fetch all the files present in your current directory. So need the glob as well, and then you consider here we have the files, right? We need to get all the files names. So files list equal to, so using the glob, so glob inside this, what we can do is we can pass asterisk. So if you pass the asterisk, it will grab all the files. So if you print the files list now, and let me run this Python script to show you the files name, you consider it will display all the files name that is present inside folder. You consider okay, we have the 1.png, 2.png, and we have all the files present in this folder. You consider this is what we have in the folder as well. Now we have the files list. Then what we can do is we can get the extensions for it. So for that, I'm going to define a set now. Why I'm using set? Because it will automatically remove the duplicates for us. So extension equal to this will be our list. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through the immediate file now. Our file name file is, I'm going to get the extension. To get the extension, what we can do is split the file name into two files, file name as well as the extension, right? We can get the extensions. So extensions equal to, that is the file extension equal to, we wanna only interested in the file extensions. So file dot r split, we're gonna use the write split, that is the r split, and we're gonna separate it by full stop. And if you go to the folder now, if you look at this file carefully, consider after the dot only we have the file extension. So we're gonna separate it by dot. Then what I'm gonna do is, and let me tell you the problem when using a normal split occurs. But here I have used the write split. So let me open up the notepad now. The problem with using the normal split function is that, for example, if you have a file name that is cat.image.png, what the normal split will do is it will split the, so here we have some file, right? cat.image.png. What if the normal split function will do is it will split the file name as the calling list. Here we have the dot, right? It will give us cat comma image comma png. This is, we don't want this. We only want the separate to be occur only on the last part, that is the right hand side. That's why we have used the right split. You consider from the right we gonna split it. That's why I have used the right split, and we want the maximum amount of split to be 1. We want to split it only 1 times. So max split equal to, I'm gonna send this to all. Now if you print the file extension now, so let me print the file extension. It will give all the file extensions along with their file name. So if you run this now, you consider here we have the file extension. This is the file name and this is their associated file extension, and this is the file name, and PDF is the file extension, and this same is true for all the files. This is the file name and this is associated file extension, and this is the document, and this is the executable file, and we consider exe. Now we got the file extension, right, and it is present in the first index. What we can do is we can append it to the extension set. So let's try to do that now. Extensions dot add extensions dot add. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass the extensions only. File extension of, I'm gonna use the first index. We consider the file extension is present in the first index. Now if you print the extensions now, so here we have the extensions, right? If you print the extensions, it will give us the all the extensions without the duplicates. If we print it, you consider we got all the extensions without the duplicates. So we need to create folders for these extensions. So let's try to create the folders now. So let's try to create a function to do the job for us to create the folder. So I'm gonna create a function now. So def create directory, what I'm gonna do is inside this we can look through all the extensions now. For directory in extensions, I'm gonna create the folders for this extension. So os.make directory, and inside this what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass the directory plus I'm gonna append underscore files. So this is our folder name. So let me tell you how the folder name will look like. For example, if you have a file extension like png, consider here we have a png extension, then we're gonna create a folder name like png underscore files. So if you have png, you're gonna create it the folder name as png files. So the file folder name will be like png files. So this is what we have doing here. And if the folder is already present, I'm gonna set this to exist okay to true, because we don't want to override if the folder is already present. That's why exist okay equal to true. Now the interesting part is we're gonna automatically arrange it now. So def arrange, I'm gonna create another function. What this function will take, again we have to look through the all the files now. So for file in file list, same thing we have done earlier. We have to get the file extension. So file extension equal to file dot, again I'm gonna use the right split, and we're gonna separate it by full stop, that is the dot, and I'm gonna separate it max one time. I have to split it one time only. Now we got the file extension, right? Then what we can do is we can use a try block now. So os star rename. So here in using the rename, we can move the files according to their respective folders. So we're gonna move the file, what file, and the part we have provided the source, right? We have to provide the destination as well. So the destination is we have to use the extension. So file extension of first index, and we have upon the folder name with this underscore files, right? So we're gonna put the file respective to this folder. So that's it. And if you got any error, that is the OS error or index error, we're gonna simply continue. So we're gonna simply continue, and let's try to call the functions one by one. First we have to create the directory. So call the create directory function, and we have to call the arrange function. So that's it. And let me tell you what this rename function does. It will take the source directory. So this is the source file, that file, and this is where we wanna move that file to. And we have created this file, right? You consider the area by creating the directory. We have appended this directory plus underscore files. This is what the files folder will be, and inside the folder we're gonna put the file. So that's it. So let's save this file now, and let's go to the folder, and let me go to the folder now. And if you try to run this, and you consider here we have a python file, let me double click this, and you consider, boom, you consider inside the AAC folder we have the music, and let me open the folder now, and you consider inside this folder we have the all the AAC music files, and inside this docs folder we have all the documents. And if we go to the executable folder, and we have the software as well. And if you go to the JPEG folder, here we have the PNG, that is the images, and inside this MP folder we have the video files, and inside this PDF folder we have all the PDF, and the same is over all the files. Inside this PNG folder we have the all the PNG files, and inside this PPT folder we have the all the PPT files. And yeah, this is the file that we have worked on, that is the Python file. And inside this zip folder we have the zip file. So yeah, and the cool thing is that what you can do is you can put the file to whatever folder you want, and you can automatically arrange it. So let me copy this folder, and I'm gonna arrange another folder now. So I'm gonna auto arrange these folders now, and I have copied the main.py file to this location. And you consider inside this folder what we have is really we have some text files, we have some images, we have some video, we have some zip. And using this single file, you can copy and paste to all the folders that you wanna auto arrange, and you can just execute it in just a single click. And let me run this Python file now, and you consider it automatically arrange the files for us. And you consider, and inside this py files folder we have the Python file, and inside this zip folder we have this zip file, and inside this mp4 folder, and let's go to the mp4 folder now, and inside this mp4 folder we have the video file. So yeah, this is how you auto organize all the files inside your folder using Python. So this is for this video, and I will continue in the next one.